Hi guys, Robbery46 here and welcome to the race results and analysis for yesterday's MotoGP race in Indianapolis. Now Indianapolis this year has been resurfaced and a few of the corners have been changed, and that meant that the riders were actually going 6 seconds a lap faster due to all the changes and the track surface. So the race started off as usual. The one thing that we are certain of Marc Marquez is that he always gets crap starts. I think the day that he gets a decent start will be the day that he doesn't win the race. So he got a crap start off the line. Rossi got a blinder of a start off the line. Pretty much took the lead straight away, and Dovizioso got a really good start as well from second place on the grid. He soon took the lead off Rossi and was in the lead. Alvaro Bautista obviously being threatened for losing his ride, and that will more than likely be going to Scott Redding, his teammate. Scott Redding's really impressed me all weekend. He's been quicker than Bautista in every single session, out-qualified him, and was even quicker than Pedrosa in a couple of sessions. So he's been going really quick, and Bautista knows he's in danger, and because of this he decided to do his usual torpedo impersonation and took out Hernandez on the first lap. Basically just tried to get underneath him, just went straight into him, taking them both out. So yeah, back at the front, Rossi and Dovi were having a bit of a fight. They were tripping each other up, which allowed Lorenzo and Marquez to close in. Marquez eventually getting into third. Rossi disposed of Dovizioso and did open up a little bit of a gap, but it was soon hunted down by Marquez and Lorenzo, who both got the better of Dovizioso a bit later on. They did close down Rossi's gap, and Rossi kind of got caught napping going into the second corner. I don't know what he was doing. I think he may have outbraked himself slightly, but he had a really wide entry into turn 2, which meant Marquez, well, it actually meant that Lorenzo had to go underneath Rossi, but unknown to them, Marquez had to go underneath both of them, which did force Lorenzo out wider than he was hoping for, which did mean that Rossi had to pick up his bike, and then both Lorenzo and Rossi had a little fight, swapping places, and just tripped each other up a little bit, just enough for Marquez to get a few tenths of a second gap. I think it's up to like four tenths, and yeah, that was pretty much it for the race. For Marquez is concerned, he didn't pull away like I thought he would. I mean, it was only a couple of tenths a lap. Usually it's like half a second, and usually he has a massive gap within a few laps, but Rossi and Lorenzo both kept him honest. Lorenzo eventually getting back past Rossi into second, trying to close down Marquez, but they were doing pretty similar lap times until about half distance, and then Marquez pulled the pin and just had that extra bit of pace in reserve to pull away just that little bit more. I do think that Yamaha are getting closer to Honda, and it's good to see Lorenzo back to his old form and mixing it up at the front of the races. So it's good to see him battling at the front. Also good to see Rossi battling at the front as well. I think if he hadn't tripped himself up with Dovizioso and then again with Lorenzo, I think that the battle would have gone on a bit longer. Probably not whole race distance, but it would have gone on a bit longer than what it actually did. They may have even been able to disrupt Marquez, which is what they're trying to do, but they don't help themselves when they do trip themselves up. I know when Rossi and Dovizioso were fighting, Rossi did do an overtake, which was a block pass, but it did mean that both him and Dovizioso touched and went wide. So when they're battling and trying to get straight back pass, I think they're going to lose a lot of time, and it did show it this weekend with them tripping each other up. They should just, I know they're racers and they want to be in front, but maybe just sit back a bit, just collect themselves and see what the pace of the guy in front is, and then if they think they can go faster, make a clean move that isn't going to cost too much time. Otherwise, you end up being screwed over by Marquez, and he just pulls away. So not too far into the race, probably about a quarter of the way into the race, Ione's Ducati gave up the ghost. He had a technical problem, had to pull out, which was a shame because he's going really well this weekend. Iannone has impressed me all season, to be honest. He's been really quick. I know he's a quick rider anyway, but yeah, he's been really good. Bradl, for whatever reason, misjudged his slipstream on Alicia Spigaro and basically went straight into the back of him and took each other out of the race. Completely destroyed Bradl's bike, and Alicia Spigaro, his tailpiece on the bike got caught in between the rear wheel. He didn't go down, but it did mean that he had to retire as well. So disappointing for them too. Seeing as Bradl's bike is a lot quicker than Alicia's bike, I think he just completely misjudged the slipstream and outbraked himself and straight to the back. Petrucci and Hector Barbera both had retirements, and Leon Camia, so unfortunate for him. He's been doing such a good job this weekend, qualifying really well, knocking seconds off of his time every time he went out. Unfortunately, he came back in probably about 3/4 of the way through the race. He had electronical problem on his bike. They reset it, he went back out, and then it came back. So unfortunately for him, he had to retire, but he did do a good job. So the finishing results were Marquez in first, Lorenzo second, Rossi third, Pedrosa, he had a quiet weekend, he was in fourth, Pol Espargaro fifth, Bradley Smith sixth. Great to see Bradley actually finishing a race. There are pictures of his little finger after the race, and yeah, it's pretty grim. Dovizioso seventh, even after leading the race. He knew his tyres weren't going to last, so unfortunately tyre problems meant that he ended up in seventh. Cal Crutchlow was eighth, Scott Redding ninth. He was battling with Cal Crutchlow the whole race, so it's good to see Scott actually getting a decent result. I know it's not his best result of the season, but like the commentators were saying, his personal best weekend just of all the times he's been doing, and the fact that he's always been in front of Bautista this weekend. Ayama was 10th, so Scott was actually the top open Honda, which is good. Abraham was 11th, DeMeglio 12th. Colin Edwards on his last race in America was 13th, Michael Laverty 14th, and Brock Parks 15th. Just a quick thing about Edwards, he's meant to be doing Silverstone, but after that he's not sure what races he's going to be doing. Probably Valencia because it's the last race of the season, but the races that he isn't doing, he's being replaced with DeAngelis. Why on God's name they're replacing him with Alex DeAngelis, I have no idea, because Alex DeAngelis is about 80 years old now, and he's not that great anymore. They should have put someone decent on his bike. They need to stop recycling old MotoGP riders, to be honest. yeah, so anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to rub the nuts off the like button, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!